Greetings adventurers, this is Lauren, your guild advisor, and today I have something a bit different for you guys. This is going to be basically a DanMachi merch showcase of stuff I haven't really shown on video. I may have taken like some pictures of them at some point to put them on social media, but I haven't really done a deep dive into them, and there's also some stuff like this Season 4 box set that I really haven't talked about. And there's also a couple of new figures that were announced for DanMachi as well, so we'll also go over that. So first of all, just go over this level 6 Ryu figure I never really got to talk about. So this figure was supposed to originally be announced during DanMachi Season 5, during the episode that the level 6 version of Ryu was supposed to appear. But as a lot of us know, during the airing of Season 5, the last 4 episodes were delayed. So all the merchandise and stuff that was made for the anime still kind of released when they were supposed to, but of course the anime episodes themselves did not. So I did say on Twitter, like, don't look at the new Ryu figure, because even though technically this character design isn't a spoiler, it's like, oh look, she has different clothes and her hair's a bit longer. The actual spoiler was the title of the figure itself, and it was labeled level 6 Ryu. So people that were paying attention were like, wait a minute, level 6 Ryu, she's supposed to be level 4. But yeah, in the season, it was revealed that she actually got a double level up, going up 2 levels because she had so much Exilia that was built up over the course of 5 years, because of course she did not get a status update from Astrea until 5 years later. So this is the Ryu figure. I'm not going to show it off too much here, since I'll put a link to where you can find her. And she's actually still available for order. She's currently in stock at AmiAmi. So if you do want this figure of Ryu, you can go to the website right now and get it. Of course, it's very expensive. It's like, what, 30,000 yen? So convert that to your currency. I think in the United States, it would be like almost $200. And that's not counting the shipping or any possible tariffs. So we're going to put this figure away. In terms of new DanMachi figures, there was a Hestia one announced based off her appearance in Season 5, where she's lifting Freya's charm from everyone in the city. This one will be made by Alice Glint, which is the company that produced the 2 scale Ryu figures that are in my background, the level 6 one, and of course Ryu's classic appearance behind me as well. And then there was also a Freya figure announced, and that one you can actually see coloring for it. This one is made by Union Creative. She's in the chair. I'm not too familiar with any Union Creative figures. I do see they've done some To Love Rue stuff, so be on the lookout for those 2 figures. There's no actual release date for them yet, but those were announced, so that's exciting for anyone that might be a fan of Hestia or Freya. Alright, so let's go over this DanMachi Season 4 box set. So Sentai Filmworks released this last year, and it was a bit frustrating for me personally, because I'll show off these, but this is the standard Blu-ray set for Season 4. This was my favorite season of the anime due to the quality of the adaptation, and of course the subject matter being primarily focused around Ryu. I already got these, and normally what Sentai Filmworks does is when they show the pre-orders for the standard Blu-rays, usually like towards the bottom of that web page, it will say like a limited edition is also planned. They did that for Chihifuru's Season 3. But they did not do it for DanMachi, so that's why I got the standard box set in the first place, because I assumed they weren't going to do a limited box set for DanMachi Season 4. So they announced this like a year or so later after the fact, and it kind of made me a little bit angry because, of course, now I'm going to I have 2 copies of the Blu-ray now, because I got the standard set and now this. And there's a very specific reason why I really wanted the collector's edition for Season 4. And we're not going to go too hard into this. This is actually also still available. It's in stock on Sentai Filmworks website right now if you do want it. But we're going to go over some of the contents. So, of course, here's limited edition box. Here we have an art book that contains like the character profiles, information on the episodes themselves. Yeah, you see Mari right there. bunch of character designs, Astrea Familia's character designs and descriptions, lots of art. I see the Amphis binders right there as well. So, a lot of cool stuff in the art book. You see a lot of the concept art as well. Then, here is what I really wanted right here. So this is the primary reason why I wanted the box set in the first place, because they haven't done this for the other box sets. But this contains 2 short stories that were released through like limited edition pre-orders in Japan. They usually get short stories with their Blu-ray bonuses, and whenever we get Blu-rays here, we usually don't get translations of those. But Sentai Filmworks actually made this an incentive to get the collector's box set. So in here we have 2 different short stories. One is called Mini Adventurer Diary. That one is focused around Aina. And then secondly, we have one called An Alps Branch of History. And this one is focused around Ryu. And this is, of course, the big reason why I wanted this box set in the first place. But the somewhat weird thing about the Ryu short story in here is that it's basically a what-if story of like, what if Belle actually fell in love with Ryu after the end of volume 14. I haven't read the whole story quite yet. I skimmed through a bit of it, and I know some fans were a bit frustrated by it, because what happens in the short story with Ryu and Belle, like this is supposed to be a what if scenario where Belle ends up with Ryu, but basically it says like Belle loses Liaris Freze, the skill he has that makes him level up really quickly because he's so focused on catching up to eyes. So basically he loses the ability to use that. And then basically they go, oh, by the way, Belle and Ryu are together, but it's kind of a bad end because the Black Dragon's going to destroy everything because Belle's not strong enough to defeat it. Like, you would think this short story is a way to make Belle and Ryu fans have some fan service. Like, oh, that's cool, they end up together in this short scenario. But at the same time, it's like, why would you make it a bad end? Like, why make this happen after volume 14? Like, if Eyes and Belle is actually the canon relationship and what's going to happen at the very end of the main series in canon, why not just make this Ryu-Belle story, like, happen after the Black Dragon's defeated and then Mel chooses Ryu, and then we can have, like, a nice fluffy story instead of some weird thing where this is already a what-if scenario. And it's like, by the way, if Belle ends up with Ryu, it's a bad end because Black Dragon destroys everything. So that's kind of weird and frustrating. Like, maybe Yamori Sensei is going big brain. Like, this is actually a what if scenario. What if Belle fell in love with Ryu after volume 14? Maybe this is super big brain, and Yamori Sensei is going to pull something off for the actual end of the series where Belle ends up with Ryu. But honestly, guys, I don't care too much about the shipping wars between Eyes and Ryu and any other characters. Like, of course, my preference is Ryu, but as long as the romantic pairing that happens at the end of the series is executed well and makes sense with the characters involved, I don't care. It just needs to be done well. So whether that's a Ryu Belle end, a Belle Eyes end, Belle ends up with more than one character end, it just needs to be written well. So that was probably a longer rant than what I was wanting to do. The other weird thing is that these novels, these short novels, are also like kind of done in the style of the light novels by Yen Press. So even though Ryu's name is spelled with a R-Y-U, like it usually is for like the anime stuff and the game stuff and like the official Japanese merchandise, even though all that stuff uses the official Japanese spelling that's R-Y-U, the limited edition novels that Sentai Filmworks put into this edition uses the L-Y-U spelling. So you have 2 different spellings of Ryu from the same collector's edition. And it's just a mess, guys. I've talked about the weird spelling of Ryu's name countless times, but it's just really weird to see it spelled 2 different ways within like the same kind of product set. That's just weird. Now, as for other stuff in this box set, you got some art cards. There's Astrea Familia, Belle and Hestia, Lily and Wealth, and then Haruhime and Mikoto. Yes, this is my certificate of authenticity. I have a legit copy of the set here. This is a shadow box. I'm not gonna set that up. I'll probably put a picture of it on the screen for you guys. Here's the actual box set itself. As you can see, it has very similar art to the standard. And then, as you can see, this is art that was shown on the art cards. Got the disc here. And then over here, again, art from the art cards. And the second set is very Ryu and Astrea Familia focused. Yeah, so that's the limited edition box set for season 4. We'll just get this put away. And actually, years ago, I did try to film an unboxing of the season 2 box set. But during that entire unboxing, I was kind of trashing on the quality of the second season, and I didn't think that would have been appropriate. It probably would have been funny, but that's not the kind of vibe I want to be putting into a video. So up next, we have an art book by the artist Nilitsu. They've done illustrations for the Familia Chronicle subseries of DanMachi, as well as the Minor Myths and Legends stuff, which are short story compilations from DanMachi. And they are also the artists behind the Executioner light novel series. So a lot of cool designs in this art book. This right here is like some concept art and basic line art, as you can see here, for both series. This is, of course, like a rough of the cover of the art book that we have here. And we'll just flip through this real quick. You can see the color illustrations. This is from their DanMachi art. This is from Minor Myths and Legends. This is from Familia Chronicle episode Ryu. Here we have, oh, that's Ryu Volume 2. This is episode Freya stuff. Oh boy. Oh boy. Can we show it on that camera? I guess, maybe. It was quick enough, right? Some more episode Ryu Volume 2 stuff here. Minor Myths and Legends covers. Minor Myths Legends illustrations. This is a really cool picture with Horn and Heath. You got Haruhime and Wine there. I don't believe this is done for like anything in specific, but this is a really cool artwork with Artemis from the original movie. And then you can see some actual concept art for episode Freya here and the characters in it. And there's Menno, the main character of Executioner. And I see a bunch of illustrations from that. That's not too relevant to DanMachi, but they did have a collaboration event in the DanMemo Memoria Freze mobile game, which is now, of course, dead. But part of the reason why that collaboration even happened is because Executioner and DanMachi are part of the same publisher, so it's easy to get those kind of collabs together. And here you had some black and white illustrations from DanMachi. And also at the very back of the art book here, there's like a very short story as a bonus for getting the art book that I didn't realize until recently because it's not translated. Maybe it's translated online, I'm not sure. But here you see Astrea, Seer, and Ryu, and this is post volume 18, so this is after Freya Familia is defeated in the war game. So it looks like Ryu is being teased, of course, by Seer and Astrea. She's being embarrassed, at least. So I need to look into if someone actually translated this, or maybe I'll just have to use my phone and go with a little translation tool on my phone. Maybe I'll do that instead. But guys, I think Executioner is kind of a underrated series. I had the box set too for this. I'm not going to do an opening of this, but this is the limited edition box set for Executioner, and I think it kind of got a bad rap when it was initially coming out for the anime. It was also done by JC Staff, so a lot of weird connections between these two series. But basically what happens in the first episode is that I guess some people did not read the synopsis or look at the key art for the show. So people thought the main character was going to be a male, and then it wasn't. The male character, it's not really a spoiler because this is episode 1, but the who people believed was the main male lead just dies in the first episode, and then it kind of got review bombed, and I don't think it really ever recovered its rating on like sites like my anime list. But I need to really like start reading the light novel. I have the first volume here, but I need to start reading in the light novel because this actually like won an award in Japan. And I've actually looked into it, and a lot of people like the world building in this light novel. So a big part of the reason why I like DanMachi so much is because of the world building. So if Executioner has a similar level of world building and execution when it comes to like the breadth of characters it has, I know I've heard that it's done really well. And this series is actually complete in Japan. Volume 11 released like last March in Japan. And volume 10 is actually coming out in English this May. So it's not going to be too long until the entire series is complete. And they're also doing audiobooks for this series as well. So that's volume 9 of the audiobook is out right now. So it's actually very close to the current translated release anyway. So if audiobooks are a thing you guys listen to like during work or something, that's also an option. But I do recommend the Executioner series. I did enjoy the anime, and the light novel is seemingly a lot better as well. And I almost forgot about this, but this is a cloth poster that came with the art book, the Nilitsu Art Book. So I just wanted to highlight that as well. It has Menno and Ryu together. Really cool female protagonists in their series, in their respective series. Right, these are the two Minor Myths and Legends novels that are out right now. Again, these are the short story compilations. Like I said in my last video, there are currently like no actual release dates for like any more DanMachi light novels, which is kind of frustrating. But there is a third one of these, and I showed you in the art book earlier. It was with the cover of Haruhime and Wine, so hopefully that gets translated at some point. But again, the priority should absolutely be the main series and Sword Art Toria novels that are not yet translated. And again, more Nilitsu stuff. The two Familia Chronicle novels based on Ryu, and of course I have Freya on the shelf back there. And then speaking of novels, this is another one I doubt we're gonna get anytime soon. This is the Japanese limited edition of Argonaut. This was originally a story in the mobile game DanMachi for the second anniversary, I believe, of the game, and they actually turned the story into two different light novels, but as part of the Japanese special edition, they actually have one where it's just all one book in this classical looking hardcover, which is really cool. And I didn't get the standard ones with the normal like colored covers because I assumed that one day we'd get them in English, but again, we don't know if that's actually going to happen or not. I hope it does one day, but of course I want those other novels to be the focus first. It came in this box here, and this is kind of worn out, but this is like a diorama type of thing, and it came with these acrylic figures you're supposed to set up here. So get that out of the way. This is Argonaut right here. Looks a lot like Belle. This is Fina. Looks a lot like Lafia. This is supposed to be Argonaut's sister. Ariadne, a princess in the story, looks a lot like Ice. And then Orna, basically like a priestess in the story, and looks a lot like Yona. So those are the acrylic figures that came with the special edition of Argonaut. I think it's really neat they turned it into like an actual light novel and got it outside of the mobile game. And they made all this merch for it. I kind of wish they made like a movie for it or something. Because again, I thought they announced season 6 like too soon. Because again, it's gonna, whenever it releases, there's probably not going to be enough novels to make another season for like a long time. But maybe Omori Sensei, maybe the anime's so far off already, and Omori Sensei is like writing books at a faster pace. So maybe that won't be an issue. But I do think it would have been better for them to animate something else. In the meantime, for example, here we have the Astrea record novels. This is based on the 3rd anniversary story for DanMachi, based on the events of 7 years ago in the DanMachi universe, where characters such as ones from Astrea Familia are fighting against the evils or evilists, what have you. So it is canon. We got these cool covers. And it's under the Tales of Heroes moniker, so I assume if they ever do Argonaut, that would also be like Tales of Heroes Argonaut. That's the Astrea record novels. But the neat thing is that the Japanese special edition had a alternate cover with Erebus, Zard, and Althea. So this is the traditional cover for Volume 3, and this is the special edition one in Japan. So I at least got this one because I thought it was neat to have a different cover art. And then that also came with a little short story booklet that focuses on Althea right there. Cool art. And you also have some character profiles of Astrea, Familia, and then Zard and Althea. You see your stats right there. So that's pretty neat as well. And the last thing I had to show off here is the Wistoria standard Blu-ray set. This is Wistoria Season 1. For those of you who don't already know, Wistoria Wand and Sword is actually written by Omori Sensei, the author of the DanMachi light novels. He does the story for the manga while someone else handles the actual art in the manga, and then it was adapted into an anime not too long ago. And Season 2 is actually coming this spring, so I'm actually excited to see that because I thought the animation was really well done in this series. And also of note, the director of Wistoria, at least for Season 1, is the same director as the Chainsaw Man movie, the Resident arc, and that movie was incredible. I saw it in theaters. Like, I definitely want to see it again. I definitely want to get the Blu-ray whenever that comes out because it's an absolutely beautiful movie. But again, I am looking forward to the upcoming season of Wistoria. So we do have something to look forward to animation-wise when it comes to Omori Sensei's stories being animated with the upcoming Season 2 of Wistoria. I do eventually want to start reading the manga, but I'm going to wait until at least the end of Season 2 before I start doing that. And I know there was also a kind of like a prequel novel that was made for it as well. It's not officially translated, and I hope it does get translated at some point because I think there was a translation group that like did the first 2 chapters, and I had to like use Wayback Machine to even find those translations. And someone else on Reddit was trying to translate it and also did like some short summaries of each part of the prequel novel. But as it stands today, the entire novel has not yet been translated. So I hope someone picks it up because I am interested in reading more of Omori's work. So hopefully that gets done at some point. But yeah, guys, that's what I wanted to show off today. So some DanMachi figures recently announced, the Hestia and Freya ones, and just wanted to catch you guys up on some of the stuff I got during the hiatus I took. So a bit more of a laid-back video this time. Next video, we'll see what I want to do. It might be like anime recommendations. Maybe I know I haven't done this yet, but I should probably read this and then review Volume 2 of Episode Ryu, because it's about Ryu. For those of you that don't already know, the story is based on the events that Ryu went through during Season 5, when she leaves the city and then later comes back as a level 6 adventurer. So this would be really cool to read through. So that's something to look forward to in the future. As I said in the previous video, I technically have a gaming channel, and it's ironic because this channel was originally a gaming channel when I first made it, and then it became Advisor Lorne, and then it became so DanMachi and anime focused that it wouldn't make sense at this point to put gaming stuff on here, and I've seen people's opinions on whether or not I should do that. And the consensus was basically if the gaming content that would be on the channel is like DanMachi or anime focused, it makes sense for it to be on this channel. But if it's outside of that, like maybe like a JRPG or something like that, it would make more sense to put on the actual gaming channel where I have one video of Skyrim VR. So I might do something on that channel because I kind of want to talk about Kyoto Xanadu from Falcom. That's going to come out this summer. But so if any of you guys are interested in me talking about game stuff outside of anime and DanMachi, go check out that channel because I think I'll do a video pretty soon on there. But yeah, guys, that does it for this video. Thanks for keeping up with the channel. If you want to stay updated on what I'm doing, go ahead and sub to the channel. Keep up on my socials in the description as well. But this is Lauren, your guild advisor, signing out.